Okay, let's talk about parallel compression. Some say parallel compression started in Motown or Detroit, and some say it started in New York. Since I'm from Detroit, I'm going to say it started in Motown, and we're going to call it Motown compression. Although Motown and New York compression both use the same type of parallel concept, there's a difference between the two, and let me start by explaining exactly what parallel compression is. It is called parallel compression because you have a signal with compression that's running in parallel to your original uncompressed signal. Parallel compression is achieved by taking an audio signal and you're going to split it, mult it, bus it, or send it to an aux. Let me give you an example of what the path of parallel compression looks like. You have your audio channel, your first uncompressed channel. You're going to send that to your stereo mix bus. You're going to split off, mult, or create an aux in, or if you're in software, you can copy the channel, create another channel, and add a compressor to that. And on that channel, you're going to want to use heavy compression or close to it. And then you're going to send that to your stereo mix bus, but you're going to blend it in lower than your uncompressed version. That's what's going to give you the sense of loudness, along with keeping the dynamics of your audio. Now, if the dynamics have peaks every now and then that stick out, you can add a compressor on that channel just lightly to catch the peaks. Now, if we're talking about Motown compression, let me give you an example of what that path looks like. If you have the audio channel and you send that to the mix bus, EQ is added before the heavy compression on the parallel channel. The EQ is added to bring out certain frequencies that are key to the instrument or to the vocal or to the mix. Then you're going to send that to a compressor and heavily compress that and send that to the mix bus. But you're going to blend that in again at a lower level so you can have that sense of loudness, but yet a naturalness. And if the peaks get out of hand, you add another compressor. Let's talk about the other guy, the New York compression. Let me give you an example of what the New York compression path looks like. Let's say you have all your channels, your kick, your snare, your hi-hat, toms, and cymbals, and you're going to send that to your stereo mix bus. Then you're going to split off and go to that drum bus that I was telling you about and send that to the EQ. With that EQ, you're going to bring out either your low end or your mid range for the snare and toms, or your high end, depending on the type of song that you're working on. Send that to the compressor, heavily compress that, slowly and lightly bring that in and mix it into the stereo mix bus. Again, as in the second version of the parallel compression and the Motown compression, you can add another compressor to catch the peaks. Ray Dolby used this technique in his early A-type noise reduction systems. For those of you who remember Dolby noise reduction systems, that would allow the high peaks of a signal to pass through untouched while compressing only the low-level material, which raised it above the noise floor. By multing the signal and compressing only one part, you are effectively doubling anything below the threshold of the compressor. And I use this a lot to fatten sounds or to bring things closer to make them sound more present. And when I do any type of parallel compression, usually I'm using a compressor that has a fast attack, like a DBX 160 or the SSL compressors or some type of VCA compressor. And that is parallel compression, New York compression, and my favorite, Motown compression.